All right, hello terraformers. Let's go ahead and run another solo challenge. As always, 12 generations to get a whole lot done. We have to terraform the whole planet, get our 63 TR, and get over 100 points. So that is a good way of locking down the heat at the start of the game. On top of a little bit more heat income, you can go for some heat bumps. Soletta is too expensive for something like Mining Guild, though with Mining Guild you could place an ocean down for 2 titanium, and that would at least get you something to start the game, but I don't really have any other placements offered to me, I don't think, right? In here? Yeah, so there'd be nothing to do with the steel otherwise. So Tharsis it is, plus we'll get a prelude for an ocean perhaps. Maybe we take energy savings... Development center. So that's $35. Oh my god. This is basically all you can buy. I'd love to get like local shading. This is also $5 if I pick it. I don't really want that. The loan is interesting. If you consider the loan just an offset of Soletta, -2 income is quite terrible because of how far this game goes. But it does let me pick up just a couple more cards. And normally I wouldn't be that keen to get self-replicating robots, but with large convoy in hand, that makes it super doable. So I think you do that. You go for this. We get the loan. Ooh, I guess I could get this city. Comes to the point, but I think we come back for that later. For now, it's more of a play a Soletta. And this is a science tag. Don't necessarily need it right away because I don't have any energy. So we get the energy, and then we get a income every other turn. Hopefully that can offset our loan that we got. Not bad. So we are looking for cities. We have 9 heat income, which means that I can probably afford to have the government help me with other things early. Yes, and maybe... So heat bump, a copying of a building tag could be 2 heat income right now. Doesn't feel like the best copycat. So let me start with a development center, perhaps. Land claim, definitely not great in a solo, preventing other players from being able to choose your space, but it's fine. We'll work it out. Let's get another ocean from the government. Thank you very much. Just taking out the bad tiles. And look, space event, that's lovely. Do I have earth tags? No. Do I plan on getting earth tags? I don't think so. So space hotels is out. Lake Marineris is a great way of rounding out the oceans. And quite frankly, with Lake Marineris and 3 oceans already played, I don't need comet arming. Comet arming might be nice if I had another card that needed... a synergy from asteroids, but that's not us right now, so let's not worry about it. I didn't get a better building tag to copy, so I'm just going to go for that. Oh, maybe when I draw a card, we'll get something nice. Yeah, livestock. Nice to get a 1-point animal for free. I don't like buying those cards because of bad tempo, but it is what it is. But since I played 2 science tags, boom, I can start taking my large convoy and really bringing it down. I could have done that with a domed crater, but using powers of 2, you just land on things so much better when you're going for 36. Some more Venus terraforming would be nice. I don't really want any more of this. 2 heat bumps is lovely. Card draw is lovely. Continue the doubling. And what's the first action? Oh yeah, getting some income. Yeah, I mean, all of this is kind of fine. I wish I had some metal production of some kind. I'm going to do a technology demonstration, see if we can get something nice. Arctic algae is still good. Even though it's a bit late to be playing it, like it still has a lot of value. To make sure we get our 63 TR, I'm even going to play this TR card early. It's not really terraforming geared, but quite frankly, with the 12 heat with 2 coming over, the heat track is in such a great spot that I feel a little bit better about our terraforming. Oceans, like I said, I have 2 oceans in hand, and now Arctic algae on what will be 6 oceans, so that feels pretty good. Yeah, we have a lot to do in terms of Venus, oxygen, but at least the other 2 I'm feeling pretty confident about. Now, how do we feel about our economy right now? I only have 6 TR and 3 income. For Tharsis, that's pretty terrible. $9 per turn. I do have the doublings, which is I'm using to buy some vanity cards, so we'll see if that's all that useful or not. I do have some card draws, some income every other turn, but right now economically we're quite weak, I would say. So we're waiting for some Venus synergies while we play out our hand right now. We also have another heat bump from the track, which is going to be nice. I could go for straight income. That doesn't feel like us. I could go for Steelworks. As a person who wants to play lots of cities, that's not the great way to get TR. Ecological Zone is a maybe. It's always a maybe. So I'll grab it, especially if we hit something like Meat Industry. I talk about Meat Industry a lot, but it is only 1 card in the whole deck, so, you know, there's never a guarantee that we're going to actually get it. Let's do all the doublings. Even getting Topsoil Contract, right? So you get the plants right out the gate and a bunch of other stuff would always be nice. I want to play Dome Crater, but I can't for a couple of reasons. First of all, I want to play down here to get an ocean. That costs me an extra $6 that I will not have. Second of all, I want to play Arctic Algae before getting the oceans. Now, I could play it up here, but even if I get all the plants, I'm going to be pretty nervous about water walking down here, I think. Though, I guess my first greenery could be up here for a card. Okay, actually, I've thought myself out of this. Let's go up here and just get some plants. Get some plants, get our income up like 4 steps because I'm Tharsis, get a little bit of rebate on that, set Venus up for this card draw. I don't think about any of those being all that great. Plus or minus 2 might help on livestock. I don't really want to go IO mining. I don't have the money for it, even though I wanted to. This can be helpful. Oftentimes it's a waste of a draft. But I'll take it. Maybe I could have gotten trees there with how much heat production I have. It comes and it goes, you know, is the tricky part about that. It's a bit tricky. So that discount is still working. This income is coming in. So what am I going to spend my money on? Because none of this really matters. The Venus bump is nice, but it's not ready yet, really. I mean, look, I may as well do a standard Venus bump so I get at least a card out of this. And I could be getting extra steel. If I think I have too much heat, which I might, Steelworks kind of makes sense. So let's start taking a little bit of steel out from our heat pile and a little bit of a loan. This is actually a good use of Meltworks, I believe. And I'm going to keep the government pushing Venus, just because I'm less likely to find Venus synergy. Stratosphere birds and more floaters is fine. I don't even mind the building industries, but I'm going to keep leaning out of the Jovians, even though I've been offered like 3 multipliers at this point. It's just not what I need. We'll keep piling up some heat. Keep going here. I have multiple 1-point animals kind of available, if you will. I could play one this turn. If I played adaptation technology and then stratospheric birds, we can start collecting points really quickly. I have steel, so this works out really well. And then these are both good, but I guess we'll take the plants. I'm sad that Ecological Zone isn't playable yet, but I just didn't have the plants. And I don't think it was worth offsetting plant income or anything else, quite frankly. There we go. Triple Venus bump and some energy. I wouldn't even... I don't know if I mind the mole. It's a weird one because I'll have 3 more steel this turn and nothing else to spend the steel on. So let's actually lean into that for a second. I guess I didn't need to double it that turn. So, now I need an Arctic algae. And this will be a TR, which is fine. And then what do I want? I want a couple different things here. I want to play my card to get 4 1-point animals. And I put it in that spot because I figured the mole hole area can actually just go in this corner, which isn't really a great spot for oceans to be anyway. Most of the time, they're a bit disappointing there. Okay, now I have ecological zone. Now I have restricted area. But honestly, I think the industrial microbes stands out here as being pretty good. I could have steel to pay it for it next turn, though. Alright, well then I'll do this. 17 heat coming in. I kind of need my heat to be used for heat, though. It's kind of what I'm questioning. Discounts. Card draw. I don't know. Normally I would jump at research and stuff, but I just don't have the economy to go for it, which is bad because then you don't get more cards that would give you good stuff. Okay, we're gonna discount something expensive. Giant solar shade, you fit the bill. Hopefully I'm able to get Venus a little bit higher between now and then anyway. What to do? Discounts are nice. I think what we do is we make a good spot for that natural preserve, right? Or ecological zone. We put this here so we go for the card. That feels like okay. There is a spot with 2 plants available to us. So like a plantation into a greenery seems fine. And then using all the steel, we get more energy income and whatnot. Looks like we got multiple heat bumps next gen. We could have as many as 3. We'll get a bonus one from the track here shortly. Mars University. There's some Venus bumping, and it could use our floaters. That's good. That's actually something. Fusion power is also a science tag that could work with the fact that we just got Mars University offered to us. So we got a few things that we like here. Just doing all of our clicks. We have quite a few things to get through here. I still want to make steel, actually. Especially with the fact that we had Mars University offered to us. It's a pretty big deal. I'm sure we have stuff in here I don't need. Like IO mining, I just won't afford you. It's not possible. It's not going to happen. And now going after things like solar wind power and stuff is going to be great. First, I play the Jetstream micro scrapers. Second, I do this air scraping so I can put a bunch of floaters onto it in a way that actually terraforms a planet. Then I have a discount that doesn't really matter this turn. Or I can go for energy for that card draw. Nitrate producing bacteria is going to fire off in the last gen right now as is. Venusian Insects could be played next gen and still be worth a point. Aerial Mappers could keep Jetstream Microscrapers loaded. How many... Do I have any Jovians? No. Because this is going to give a floater as well if I play the Wild Tag. So I think you play Aerial Mappers so that you can keep Terraforming Venus very efficiently with jet streams. And then heat bump, heat bump. Very awkwardly, I don't have any thing to get here. I guess we're just going to grab an ocean. Cities are good for us. We do get money back and we do have lots of steel. Should do my card draw first here. 3 Venus bumps for next gen is going to be nice. I don't need to play my wild tag for floaters right now because I will have enough. I need to get an oxygen bump this turn because it just sets up, it's like a triple, right? The oxygen bump gives a heat bump, gives a everything. Yeah, okay, this works out. So this money, of course, this money, of course. So this ocean at the bottom doesn't matter anymore. I've made it obsolete from just doing other things. AI Central. I actually have the science, which is crazy. Which is a bit crazy. Got a lot of things that I have not been playing. I mean, there's lots of ways for us to chase points. Don't get me wrong. Venusian Insects, Symbiotic Fungus. And now we got offered on more space events. Like, sure, bud. But I'm not feeling super confident. Unless I can place those things for... Like that would have been placed for the ocean. And that would have made sense. But I ended up being in a weird spot where I had the government do the oceans for us. Perhaps I go here and get a card cycle. Adapted Lichen, no. Draw another card. I actually don't have enough heat. I have 3 heat bumps next gen. That's not good. The only thing I can do right now, I feel, is play Venusian Insects and Symbiotic Fungus just to get me an extra couple of points. But, like, nah, dog, don't do that. I don't have meat industry, despite having livestock and fish and everything loaded up. And having played how many animals at this point? 12? Like, ugh. Yeah, we just take all this to next gen. Lame as it is. And then we need a couple of Venus bumps to end it out. 1, 2, 3, 1. Yeah, okay. So we don't need. 2 cards, a card, and a card. Heat on space events, an event for steel. This is nothing, man. This is not terraforming. Not gonna get us there. I could play Inventor's Guild and just quadruple billion down on card draw, card cycle, looking for something. No, virus is not it. Magnetic shield, is that what we got? Yeah. Yikes. Yikesies. For the record, I didn't take an income from local shading last turn just in case we got the event that was collect money for all the cities in play and have 5 floaters. I figured getting 1 income was not worth missing some cards that could scale off of floaters, like in hand, or cost floaters to play. If I had $1 million, I'd be rich. You're gonna play a lava tube settlement, don't get me wrong. Put it down for a plant. It's pretty cheap. I get money back. I can get 2 steel before I do it. Oh yeah, this is a TR. Yikes. Yikesies. So you buy a greenery here. I guess I could have bought a greenery for like a steel first and then bought the city. That may have made more sense. Okay. Buy a greenery beside a city. And then let's do this. And then I can save us a little bit so we at least get like a 1 out of 3. Maybe even a 2 out of 3. If I take all these cards and just get 22 for 4 TR. Yeah. So, we did not terraform the whole planet. Not even close. But we didn't terraform the whole planet. But we got 63 TR, which is 1 of 3 win conditions, and we got over 100 points. So 2 out of 3, like, we did something here. Something happened. Somehow, we got to 63 TR and 101 points. So I don't know how we would have played it differently and terraformed the whole planet and still managed to get 63 TR and 101 points. There's probably a way. But this was an interesting run for sure. I didn't check any of my breakpoints. I was off here. I was perfect here. I didn't need those floaters after all. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.